You are now entering the MuseCast.
We're in, ladies and gentlemen, the MuseCast, number 78. We finally made it. There were some technical difficulties, but we've overcome them. I have overcome them. They're not thankful at all that I've overcome them. They think it's my fault, but that's okay. I'll take it on the chin. But we got guests, Jonathan Langley, Edward Jones. The Stronghold is in not the house quite, but you guys are in the ether. You guys are in your own houses, but welcome to the MuseCast, gentlemen. How are you guys doing? Oh, look at that. Look, Dick's got the poster. Nice.
I'm doing pretty good. How about you, John?
Chilling, man.
Good deal. I saw you guys play, was it 2 weeks ago now? At the park? Yeah. You guys tore it up on that stage, man. You guys had some wild fans going on.
Yeah, that was a good one, man. I'm glad you got that. Was what you got to see.
They tend to get a little rowdy at the Stronghold shows, you know.
There was one guy. There were three guys in particular that were highly active. Obviously, I knew before I saw them execute jiu-jitsu on the ground that they were all into martial arts. There was this guy that was doing capoeira kicks left and right. Maybe he'll see this. Hey, what's up, buddy? You know, but I mean, like elbows swinging, but totally close to the head. So, like literally an inch away from girls around him and other people, and just full roundhouse kicks and spinning on the ground. And then another guy with long hair, and they were pushing each other for the mosh, and then they went down to the ground, and then literally the guy choked him out. The guy had to tap out, had him in a full scissor lock around the neck, all while you guys were performing. Yeah,
that was
so happy.
That was a new wrinkle, definitely. Like,
it's not always like that.
The belly to belly suplexes and everything that was going on was a little new. I hadn't seen it go quite that far, and down to the ground. That was a little weird. I was thinking maybe they had beef for real when they went down to the ground, but it seemed like good fun at the end.
At the end, they got up. What's up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whatever. Next part.
It sounds like they had to be. They had to be like martial arts buddies.
Yeah.
I think it was more. I think it was more friggin' WWE buddies.
Yeah. Even better.
Got a little square circle in there.
And where was this show at?
The Bark.
At the Bark. That's I have heard that place gets rowdy. I haven't been able to be there when it gets rowdy, but I have heard stories. Your guys' show and a recent show, there was some story about people connecting fists to faces somewhere in there.
Oh yeah, full fist fight.
Yeah.
Oh. What was the second show they're in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, first one was not nearly as rowdy, but
yeah.
I do think the guy, the blue hair that you were watching, is someone who has decided to start following us.
That's great.
Okay,
So,
I think
hey out there, good fan.
I don't know the guy, but my son knows that guy.
Okay.
The blue hair mosh pit guy. Yeah, that rings a bell.
That does capoeira a little bit.
Yeah, he's a black belt in some martial art. Kyron was telling me about him. He got thrown out of a show at Legacy. Some of the same stuff. We were out there, and he kept throwing hands out there and connecting with people who it just didn't seem like wanting to get connected with. And I seem to recall Greg Holiday took the initiative and bear hugged him and put him down, and then they took him outside, and he wasn't allowed to come back in.
Well, he does seem, if he's coming to your shows and that energy, he's probably watching this. So good on you for being a great fan for these guys and bringing the energy. He was extreme. He was wild, but he was also controlled. Yeah, he knew what he was doing. There was a few times I was a little concerned. Be careful with the elbows next to the to the ladies. I mean, I'm not trying to sound sexist or anything, but there's this girl that was standing right there. She's trying to get up, and she almost got her nose knocked off a couple of times. I was like, oh my God, it was so close. All it takes is for them to not realize and lean forward, and then that's,
These damn kids in their mosh pits. Let them have their
So you guys, all right, now on that show, you guys, one thing that was new for you was Ryan was playing the digital, right? Like he has the Helix. Is that what he has?
Quad Cortex.
Quad Cortex. I always get that confused. And I've got the FM9 over here. So what did you guys, how did he feel about it afterwards?
We just joked about this yesterday. He has a new favorite patch every week.
Mhm.
Every week it changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't decide what amp he likes the most.
Which is a great problem to have, man.
Right.
Great problem to have.
Totally.
It's got
I
to
can
be.
relate with that.
Who makes the Quad Cortex? Is that Fender's new
Neural.
Neural.
Neural?
Yeah.
Okay, Neural DSP.
Yeah.
Hell
And then I think Fender's might be, it looks cool. I think it's the most limited on like customization, I believe. I think it's a little bit more like you get what you get out of it, but it's really good.
You only get 700 amp models instead of 1,500. Fender, you got to step it up. This day and age, it's just not going to cut it.
Not going to cut it. Yeah, I've got the same problem with my Fractal. I can't decide on what to stick with. I mean, every time I turn it on, I just come up with a different thing.
I'm scared to switch, man. I'm scared because I'll have the same problem. I just want one sound, one amp, and then make do and leave it alone.
That's what I do, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Severely analog over here.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and what kind of bass are you playing, John? That was your new bass. I'd never seen it in real life.
Yeah, it's a ESP B1005 multi-scale.
Yep, he's joined the ESP family over here.
Hell yeah.
I've got my ESP. That's the guitar I learned how to play on. That was like the Kill Clouseau guitar for most of Kill Clouseau, and then I got a Les Paul, but I still went back and forth. That ESP was the easiest to play and the lightest, and it just sounded good. Love ESP. And Dick's got ESP.
John's bass it's absolutely thunderous, man.
Yeah, it sounded great.
Bass I think I've ever heard.
How do you like the fan press, John?
I mean, it's a little weird when you hit the low, like the opens and ones kind of stuff, which is bread and butter for a little bit of metal. But but once you get used to that, I mean, I don't know. For a show in the dark, you want to look down at those side markers, and I'll be honest, that's a little different than you think because you hit your octave on the 12 and. On the next two strings up, it's not exactly where that dot is.
Right.
That is a little.
That's interesting.
That is a little. Yeah. So for people who are visually cued like that when they play, I bet it's just a little bit of an adjustment, but not too bad, right?
Yeah. But you're never going to hear anything. I mean, Ed says thunderous, but I compare it to a grand piano a lot. People don't understand the fan fret and like, why would you do that? The fat end of a grand piano is the bass strings, and that's the same concept. Longer scale, better sound out of the low strings.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It does it, man.
That's awesome. That's why baritones used to be 27 inch scale, and a standard scale guitar is either 24 3/4 or 25.5. The longer the scale, the better it takes those lower tunings, and it's cool that they do the multi-scale, so you can still get the right scale length for the shorter string, for the higher strings. Sorry.
Yeah.
What is the multi-scale part? I know what a fan fret looks like, but I still don't understand the concept. I mean, you're explaining it beautifully, but what is the multi-scale part of it?
That my low string is like 37 inches from nut to bridge. And and my high string is like 34.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Like that.
So the bridge is angled just as much as the nut.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, you could say that over and over again. I could just listen to it all night.
Keep talking multi-scale, baby.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I'm just, Ed, I can't remember. Are you on 7-string or 6-string?
8.
Right, of course. Why not?
Hey,
8 strings? I didn't realize that.
Are you still playing that natural wood tone ESP? Is it a Stephen Carpenter?
So both of my extended scale ones are Steph Carpenter's SC 607 and 608B, which I love the wood grain one. I haven't pulled it out in a minute because most of our songs have been like modified for the 8. So there's still a couple old school bangers. Like we're in the very slow, very long process of digging out the old stuff that was really cool and teaching it to John, so we can, and converting it for me to do vocals on, which it's not an easy thing to do. If I remember good old Rob, he did stuff in a way that is kind of tough to emulate on us normal humans. So
I can only imagine.
Yeah. So some of those are strictly 7 strings. So I would like to put it back in a rotation. I do love that guitar.
Nice.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
Yeah, how much material do you guys have if you were to play all of it in the current lineup that you guys are? What's the longest show you could play?
Probably get to an hour if we played everything.
Yeah.
I think
because Stronghold's been around a long time.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking. Like, I mean, how many songs have happened in Stronghold?
probably like 30, I'd say.
Okay. And you've been to
yeah, about that. So we're all I think we all suffer from ADHD in our in our band. So writing used to take an obscenely long time. We would roll around an idea for like a year before we were happy with what came out of it. So I think 6 months might have been the quickest that we finalized the song.
Wow.
Well, because it was. There's probably 100 different versions of it. We played it the same way for like 3 months, and then someone would be like, "Man, I hate this part now," and then the whole thing of the song would have to change. So it was a Sisyphean process. But I have to say, it's getting a professional in here like John. Our songwriting has been cut by about 80%. I'd say a good 2 to probably about 2 months. We'll have like still be some scaffolding on it, but it'll be most of the way done with structure and stuff. I do appreciate that John has added a lot in the songwriting and keeping things concise and not everything being like a 10-minute opus.
Yeah.
Where did you get that from, John?
I have no idea. No, I mean it's just more like, I don't know. Ed has said it a couple times in a practice or two that he's just like, you just always say it exactly as you mean it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to tell you I don't like a part. Like, hey, let's change this. It's not doing it for me.
Yeah, making the decision right there in the moment. For you guys that don't know, John Langley was the bass player in Kill Clouseau, which was the band I was in for 10 years. So we've got that long history. And our songs with Kill Clouseau, almost all of them were super long. And the longer that we were together, the shorter the songs started to get.
Yeah.
You know, we were like, we got to tighten these up. It was like a conscious effort. And just so that, you know, but we still had ones that we would draw out for a live thing, but we acknowledged when it came to the recording, we were really interested in trying to get stuff that it still changed a lot. Like it was still progressive. It still had like the same amount of changes, but it all happened quicker in a more concise amount of time. Right. That stretched out thing does work really well live though. And it sounds like, I mean, for you guys, when I saw your guys' set over the weekend, 2 weekends ago or 3 weeks, those were long songs.
Yeah.
I mean, they were great. They were great, but I thought they were different songs. What's up? How many songs did you play?
I said I don't think we had
6.
any song under 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I thought one of them, I mean, I was like, I think the third song, and you were like, that's the same song as I was, oh, okay.
Was it the
they
one
stretched out.
the one that started off with the smooth jazz? Was it that one?
Yeah, like that. I mean, it really it stuck out, sounded great. But I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know if the thing that stuck out to me the most was possibly the last half of one song and the beginning half of another song, because you guys ran it together pretty well. I mean, there wasn't like, definitive pauses between some of the songs and stuff. So the way the set ran, I mean, it felt cool. It felt like it was a bunch of like longer ranged songs. It definitely doesn't, and I'm a fan of progressive stuff, but wasn't super repetitive. It changed up enough, but you guys dug into grooves really well. The tone was good. I mean, it was great, man. And I mean, the energy that you guys were getting from the people in front of the crowd was just awesome. That's so great. I mean, rather than a dead crowd, that's so hard to get into it if people aren't moving too. So
Yeah, man, I appreciate the kind words, man. It was a fun one, and I can see what you mean with the songs. There's we like a lot of dramatic pauses, so something could seem like an end of a song, and then it comes back into another riff.
Right. I think that's what happened to me. So I was like trying to keep track, and I lost track, and it wasn't so important, but it sounded great, man. Yeah, it was fun.
I always love the syncopated grooves that you guys are so good at. It's like it's heavy, but it's not so heavy that it's just like it doesn't have any groove or any melody to it. It is ridiculously heavy, but it still makes you
Yeah.
That's precisely what we go for, Dick.
You guys nail that like nobody's business.
I'll share you one of the bedroom secrets. The sound we're going for is a dirty cowboy kicking some saloon doors open, man.
Nice. That's got to be the opening to your music video, then.
That's the album cover.
Yeah.
But no matter how much heat I make, can't burn it down. Burn it down. Burn it down. Burn it. Bury your head deep in your sand. Your emotions drive you insane. Twisting and tearing the threads, entangle the fright, control and manipulate.
And speaking of albums and stuff like that, I mean, you guys don't currently have an album, but you're starting to, we had Joe Crow on here a few episodes back. He mentioned that he was getting to record you guys some, and it's not like you guys are getting together every weekend, but he started the process with you guys a bit. I've heard some of his recordings that are, he hasn't released some of it yet, but he gave me like some sample, and I mean, it sounded really good. So he knows what he's doing. He's going to get you guys sounding good. I'm excited to hear what those recordings are like, but what is going on with that? I mean, how often are you guys, do you have a goal line of when you're going to have an EP together or something like that? You guys both, was that intentional?
I had to yawn.
No.
You yawned, and then he kind of, he basically yawned. That's a clip. That's going up as a clip. Sorry.
It's
This
just
isn't going to come out. Let me tell you, it's 2025.
What had happened was
Well, as a matter of fact, I am going out there this weekend to do some more vocals. I haven't decided if I'm going to try to lay down some more guitar or not, but I'm at least going to do vocals this weekend. So it is moving along, but it's just hard to get so many people together. It's just a lot of moving parts, like I was trying to say earlier. Like, it's tough to get out there, and it's an hour away, and for everybody that's got
Lives.
you know, family lives, yeah, it's hard to just sneak out for a whole afternoon.
Yeah.
to
I
do
get
that.
it.
So
I get it.
Leaving at 11, not coming home till 6 p.m. kind of thing.
Mhm.
So, I mean, we got what do we have? We got bass down. I believe that, we're still kind of calling them scratch tracks, but they did ask me, do you want to keep it because it sounds good? I'm like, we'll see how it goes. I think got the drums laid. What was that, like a month ago?
For how many songs?
5 of them.
Oh, great. So you got drums and potentially a lot of bass done if you choose to keep the scratches.
Yeah. And
guitar, and yeah.
I mean,
That's pretty good. You guys are moving along.
lots of dub overs still need to happen, but we actually played exactly the album or the EP that it'll be, plus a cover at the show you saw. So it's
Okay.
Yeah, that's like all those songs you heard will be what's recorded.
Are you guys going to do the cover also?
Not, I wouldn't put that
For
on
recording?
Not
Yeah,
that
okay.
I'm worried about how it sounds, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't want to pay nobody.
Yeah.
What was the cover?
It was Territory from Sepultura.
Nice. You won't have to like pay them to put it on there. I think you can just do it and release it, and then they just get whatever money gets made off of it from streaming. I think it's that easy. I've not ever released a cover on an album with originals together, but I have released to streaming some covers, 2 cover songs, and there was 0 issue. I didn't actually have to pay anything. I was able to upload it. Just upload it. I said that it wasn't my music, that these guys wrote it, and then they just get 100% of whatever happens from it.
Yeah. Me and Ash never did that either. Never put a cover song on an album.
Yeah, never would do that.
No, we wouldn't do
Straight
that.
up now, Tim. Yeah, we did Paul Abdul Straight Up. And that was like, we were adamant. That song just went over so well because we made it like kind of heavier.
I was going to say that was more like a rendition than a cover.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we wanted to like make it different. And it was in our first recording session with Lee Dias. And we went up there. John, am I right? Did we just record all 6 songs in one day live? Remember, we didn't do it
everything but the vocals. Yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, that was our first EP. We went and we're like, we did 6 songs in one day. We set up in a live thing, and he basically just recorded it.
Dude,
and that was Shark Helicopter.
I don't want to say its rates, but it was like dumb cheap, and we did it as dirty as we could.
Lee Dias' rates are totally reasonable. For us at the time, it felt like a lot. That's why we only did one day. That's all we could. It was like, whoa, we're going to pay. And I'm so glad we did. I mean, there's not really a better way we could have spent the money to have that memory recorded. Not memory, but that piece of our history recorded on an album. I mean, come on. And then we went back and did a full album, and we spent 2 weeks with him, and we hired him for a full month, basically. He spent 2 weeks editing, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we hired him for 4 weeks total the second time around.
Well, that was the fiasco, wasn't it?
Yeah, it turned into quite a scenario because we broke his computer with our tempo maps for this. Defection was the name of the song too.
Oh snap!
Early Pro Tools trying to do
Cubase?
Early Cubase trying to do separate tempos within the same song map.
And tempo ramps and all kinds.
It literally. We were there for like 2 days while he tried to fix his computer, and he had to give up, and he ordered a new computer, and he said, "Well, get out of the hotel, and then you guys can stay at my house." And he let us stay at his house for like the next week.
Yeah.
And I mean, really fucking Lee Dias is an awesome guy. And I've said it a few times, but I got to say it one more time in case he hears this. He really is the reason that I had the confidence to come back and buy my first 2 prosumer level cameras and make an actual video business. Because I stayed up late every night. Me and him stayed up till 2 or 3 in the morning just talking in his kitchen. And he really convinced me to go for it just off of the little bit he had seen of what I did so far, which was so amateur. I mean, but he saw something and gave me the confidence, and I came back and did it. And then, here I am. I mean, I've lived off of Rough Cut Productions solely for the last 15 years now. So,
Dang, man.
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Man.
That's
Thank you, Lee Dias.
Yeah. Thank you for some killer albums too, and some cello. If you ever happen to see this,
That's right, man. Yeah, he did do cello on some song, on one or 2 songs.
2 songs.
Did he do 2 songs?
Nothing,
That's right.
nothing to say, and
Nothing
whatever
to
the
say.
whatever the other
And
one is
Preconceived Notion. That's the one I remember.
right now. Oh, Internet Love Song. Yeah.
Yeah, I changed to Internet Love Song. That's right. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Let's talk about something entertaining. So, I actually did want to ask you guys about something here. Oh, you know who Rick Rubin is?
Of course.
I'm asking all you guys this. Rick Rubin, the producer, right? Have you guys seen like one of the most amazing producers? System of a Down was like amazing. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Mars Volta, etc. And
He looks like Santa Claus.
LL Cool J.
he does.
Yes.
Did he do LL Cool J?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean he's one of the biggest selling producers all time. And have you guys seen this meme about vibe coding? Do you know what this is?
No.
He is he doesn't know how to code anything. He doesn't even know how to operate his phone. And he's like, if you look this up on YouTube, there's this big trend happening over the last month. And he's at the forefront on all these thumbnails for vibe coding. And vibe coding is like, the idea is that he's not a musician, but he produced some of the best albums of all time that have been some of the biggest sellers. And the direction that coding is going in like the computer world because of AI and shit is that you don't have to know how to code to create software because you're talking to the AI to like create shit. And he's like at the forefront of this thumbnail thing. So there's these interviews with him talking about it, and he thinks it's hilarious. You guys haven't seen anything about this?
None of that.
No, but
Okay.
that does sound pretty great, and that makes a whole lot of sense immediately. That
It
he's just a
kinda
vibe
does.
master, and it really
Yeah.
doesn't matter the genre, it doesn't matter the artist. It's all about the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really makes a lot of sense.
It kind of does, right? It's a little bit weird, but the reason I bring it up is not just that it's Rick Rubin, but it does make me wonder, like this whole AI thing and the music takeover, and a lot of what our show Q the Muses is about is fighting an evil AI that made music, but it really is kind of getting into this territory where it's like all these worded descriptions to create music. Have you guys experimented with any of this?
No, sir.
Hell no.
Hell no, that's right.
Hell no.
Yeah,
Yeah, my
dude.
wave the
You will
old
not
fashioned
catch
way.
me doing that, dude.
It's coming.
I've played
Only
around
only
with.
if I like go blind or something. That would be like the only way I could.
You could still
justify it.
play. Wait, shouldn't it be? If you went blind, you could still play guitar, man, and you can still sing. So I don't want that as an excuse.
I
Yeah, you
guess,
better.
but like I'm the type of dude that I hate hearing backing tracks when I go see a band. Like it gives me the ick, dude. Like I hate stuff like that. So no. I'm not down with the AI. Like I love the joke AI stuff. Like the caveman country that was out on TikTok like a year ago or something. Like that stuff was hilarious. For
the
joke
the
purposes,
Sasquatch videos. There's
Yeah.
Sasquatch videos out now. Yeah.
for comedy, it's incredible. But music, no.
I know.
So I'll tell you guys, the other day, about a month ago, I used AI to play around with Robinhood, the stock app, and I asked AI one day. I was bored. I had $1,000 that I was going to put into an investment. So I asked AI, "What is the best stock to dump $1,000 into right now to make a quick turnaround profit?" and it told me it gave me a couple options, but the top option I went with because it said the stock's name was Dave, Dave, and one of my best friends' name is Dave. I was like, yeah, don't know
Dave's
anything
last
about
night.
it. Sure, dumping it into Dave, man, dumping it into Dave. I put $1,000 in Dave, and I doubled my money in less than a month, and pulled it out the other week. And
Did you pull it out?
yeah, I pulled it out because it hit. I kept asking it, what's it projected? It said it's going to cap at this, and I think Dave capped it like it went $10 over where it said it was going to cap at. It said it was going to cap at 120, and I bought in at like 50 or 60. Capped it hit 120. I sold, and then it topped out at like 130. So I could have made even more.
It's 225 today.
225 today. It's like, but that was ChatGPT using AI to make a quick buck. Like, and I was like, it was cool. And that's like a good use for AI, I think.
So kids, the lesson here is start listening to ChatGPT. Go make some investments. It'll work out for you just fine.
I don't recommend it terribly much because I did make a couple other investments that it told me were going to be good. And
oh, really?
Yeah.
But you didn't put as much? How did you know to put the maximum into that one?
Not as much. I actually just kind of followed it, and I also followed up with real research, like online research on different sources, and got some more. There's a bunch of the websites that have whatever insider advice.
Yeah. Oh.
This and that.
Well, you're in and out. The AI's
they all
trying to
kind of
muffle you.
consistently said that. I mean,
You were out for a few seconds there, but
they heard you were giving
we
away
get it.
secrets.
We get it.
oh, sorry.
You're starting the singularity by yourself, dude.
It's a better use for AI than writing music, I think. I don't agree with there's a metal band that has released something, I can't remember the name of it, is like about 6 months ago, and they said they had AI write all of the music for their album, and then they just wrote lyrics.
That's amazing that they openly said that they did it. I feel like that in itself was the reason to check it out. Are they popular? Was it already an established act?
I never cared enough to listen to it, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hear you 100%. We made a whole show about, going against the grain on this. But, nonetheless, it's there, and it makes you wonder, how much music writing is happening that then is exactly that's not said. Like, for pop charts, I mean, that's got the formula, the algorithm, and all that shit. It's like, that's a great idea for a song. That's what we're going to lay down in real life, on our album.
They've been doing that for decades. Isn't that what a ghostwriter is?
But it's still a person. That's still a person. I mean, this is a complete machine. I mean, it's just wild, man. And it is scary how I've listened to enough of it to know that some of it's, pretty good. I mean, let's put it this way. It's better than a lot of music, because not all music is great just because it's made by a human. Okay.
But that's what makes the good stuff good, Ash.
Oh, I agree.
We need tiers in this business. We need tiers. We need the elite groups. We need the pro
I agree.
groups. We need the amateurs too. Damn it, sometimes the amateurs grow on you, and then you love that shitty amateur album that was just dumb, and
it's
then
endearing.
4 years later it's tits,
Yeah, I'm not against this at all. I'm anti-AI for music. I'm pro-AI for a quick way to figure out information. Yeah, everything else.
Yes.
I mean, I've definitely used it as a tool in my work, not creatively, but to figure out shit real quick. However, it actually did fuck me multiple times in the last month for Time Sucks It told me the wrong thing. I've ordered the wrong stuff. I have shit sitting back here that doesn't do what it says it does, that's not compatible, that I have to return. And I spent all night trying to rig the shit up, and it's totally like, screw you. There was a whole other thing, I won't go into it, but it can take you the wrong way too. So you got to kind of like
balance
it
Rick
out.
Rubin on his phone.
What's up with?
No better than a Rick Rubin on his phone.
Yeah, to some degree. I don't know what I'm doing with this yet.
No, I mean,
It's interesting.
the art stuff is kind of cool. Like, I can understand where like some copyrights could be, closely infringed or whatever. But like, when you need a quick logo or something, I've used it for that, and it's really cool. It's neat to get a concept for something by throwing in a prompt. Get the ball rolling on your creative juices sometimes. But man, I mean, Nickelback knows the algorithm. That doesn't make it good.
Yeah, Dave, you used it for Dave's last nights. A lot of different artwork that you were putting out to kind of promote when you were pushing it harder.
I did, because it was so easy, and it was so
cool
long
stuff.
It was so long ago too that the image generation is so different now. Like then, with Dave last night, I had this idea that I wanted Dave to be this zombie, and he was a scuba diver zombie with a bell on, and he fought sea monsters and he saved families out of submarines from the bottom of the ocean. And I was like, that was the concept, but it would never repeat the same image of like a thing like Dave, the guy. It would never make him the same twice. You couldn't say, okay, now have him doing this, now have him doing that. You had to re-prompt everything, where now they have it where you can do that. You can generate an image of a specific thing and then say, I want this thing to do this motion. Okay, now I want another image of the same thing doing this other motion. And
Is it doing that now? I didn't realize they got for still images they have that.
But for a while, it would not let me make a zombie. Making zombies was for some reason no longer available for a while.
It's pretty controversial.
Yeah, zombies. They're fleshy and sticky, and
Oh, you just reminded me though. In a week or two, maybe 2 weeks, the 28th or something of this month, 28 years later comes out.
Oh, right.
And it's filmed all with iPhones.
iPhones.
The whole movie is filmed with iPhones, which is
iPhones
for me
being
interesting.
used with rigs that cost like $20,000.
Yes,
And
they're
like
putting real
55
lenses on
iPhones.
there.
Yeah,
For those special effect shots and stuff where it circles around and everything.
yeah, we saw the same post, I think.
Yeah. But it nonetheless, at the end of the day, though, it is still ultimately a sensor that's on an iPhone, which is just absolutely nuts. It's pretty,
Yeah.
I mean, for a movie that's literally, I don't know, what is the budget for that? Is it like 30 million, 50 million? They could use whatever they want.
It's more millions
That's what's crazy.
than I've got.
Most definitely. Well, you should have kept your money in Dave, and then it would have.
I should have put more money. I didn't have any more money.
Do you guys ever do stock market stuff? Do you ever play around with it? The Robinhood app kind of. Yeah, I did it a couple of times, and I pulled out, and then I'm back in again. Just kind of.
I've had a couple buddies that did it, but it just seemed kind of like a substitute for gambling. And I was like, I don't think I need to get into this.
It very much can be. I think like the only way to do it is the long play. I think like to set up like you can actually. I set up an IRA. And this is going to get too boring, but anyway, I set up an investment account through the Robinhood app, and it's just pretty like for somebody that's self-employed. I don't have a retirement fund.
Yeah, you don't have a 401k or anything. But
I just got to work till I die.
So
we all will though.
I know. That's
yeah.
Even people with 401ks, we got to work till we die because that 401k might not be there. But
it's possible.
What you want to do is find like a QQQ investment, like a Q. Don't ask me what it means. The only thing I know that it means is a QQQ is like a bundled investment, real similar to what a company would do with a 401k. And if you invest in a QQQ, like you can bundle up a QQQ and tell it that you want to invest in like technology or tech or software, things like that, and it will bundle your investment into those things, and it's like the long-term sure bet.
Yeah,
I'm
playing it. Tech is definitely where I think it's at, and I've got some crypto. Anyway, moving onward. When's you got? He's got an Amber Alert, and that's what it's doing because he's on his phone.
Yeah, mine just went off.
You all right?
Can you hear me?
You're muted.
I'm on my phone too.
It's muted. Wait, everybody! I can't hear anybody.
What?
It was an Amber Alert that we all.
Am
got
I the only one that's muted now? We're back in. I'll stitch it together. All right, technical difficulties, obviously. Anyway, I don't even remember what were we in the middle of talking about. I know we're getting closer to the end of our hour that's stretched into 2 hours now.
I'm talking about all the things. We went down a damn Chat GPT rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, we don't need to return to that. We're done with that.
Songwriting stuff. Let's get back to a real rabbit hole of songwriting because I know that I want to hear this album you guys are working on slowly with Joe Crow, and I want you to shut up and take my money when it's done. So,
what are you going to do with it? Are you going to put it on all? I mean, what's the plan on release? Just give it away?
I mean,
it's a weird world out there now.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Do you even make CDs anymore? Who uses those?
The young kids. Some of the young kids do. Some of the young kids find it nostalgic. My son's one of them. They think it's cool. Yeah, to have the CD. Like some kids still like the CDs in the books. It's just hard to move that material. I feel like at a show. I feel like it's hard to sell that stuff when you can tell them they can go listen to it for free on streaming.
On their phone right now instantaneously.
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of like a donation to the band, and then you get a physical something.
I mean, maybe
moment.
We'll make real records. I don't know.
That's a thing. We talked about doing some vinyl runs, but we don't play shows, so we don't have a place to really. I mean, we could sell them on our website, but it's
That
weird,
would
man.
be enough.
Oh yeah, well I think that the limited run of whatever it is that's physical, you don't need that many. But I really kind of just consider personally, I consider all of audio at this point just the trailer for the movie, and the movie is your show.
Yeah.
It's like the way to get people to come out and check it out. But I don't know where money making is. And I hear this, I follow a lot of other interviews with musicians that are quite successful, and they're saying in a lot of ways, the same thing. I mean, these aren't the mega stars that are actually still, that are making tons of money, but, people that are where we'd like to be musically, as far as crowds and fan bases. And it's like the music part of it isn't really the money maker. It's the shows, it's getting people out to shows.
Well,
good thing
shirts and merch, right?
I mean, for the love of the game, because we're not in this to make money. I'm just ready to have something to show for these 20 years that I've been in this band. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's more about getting my art on a medium, so that I don't have to hang my head when they're like, "Oh, where's your album?" I'm like, "Oh, we've never made one." So,
you guys, you don't have any album for Strong? Wow.
Nope.
That
is
is
like 06
One
coming
studio
up on
song,
20
right?
years. I mean, we've recorded tracks here and there, but never a concerted effort. I mean, no,
Yeah.
that's not the right term. It never worked out to where we did them back to back.
Okay. So
Yeah.
collectively, I mean, could you stitch together an old album of some sort that was
Yeah. There's examples out there, but they would all be like engineered wildly different than each other.
right?
It'd
That's a
be kinda-
reality.
You got
Yeah.
some decent live tracks, man. There's a couple you guys have showed me that you could turn it into a live album. But they're good quality for what it was at the time where I can hear everything. And then what was it? Is it Modus? No, or it's Splackajaweea is the one you did in the
Yeah.
studio. Yeah, like that one. That one's pretty clean. And you've got a couple out there. I mean, it wouldn't be like he said. It wouldn't be like somebody engineered the thing, but
Right.
Yeah. Are you guys excited about what I know? Joe Crow hasn't mixed them yet, but are you excited with the tones that he's capturing? Is it sounding cooler than
Yes.
you've? Yeah.
yeah, man. Yeah, one song for me in particular is just massive, man.
Awesome.
Like,
Well,
every
if you
time I
guys,
play that thing back, I'm just like, wow, is that what we sound like? Because that's great.
that's what you
the best
want.
part about recording, when you get that playback and you're like, oh shit, that's us.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like a reality check of what you've actually been doing. It's so hard. It sounds so different than when you're playing it.
Yeah,
So
I don't know,
different.
a little tiny practice room.
Mm.
You know, it we know what we're envisioning, but how does that sound in front? And I mean, I get that a little bit, man. When we go to those shows and they do the sound check, like I got the wireless, so I'll step off the stage and listen to us a little bit and see kind of what it sounds like to everybody else. So kind of got a glimpse, but not like recording does. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even as far as using an actual vocal mic for the first time, it was like I was hearing my outside of my head voice for the first time, like in real time. That was kind of a mind fuck, but in a great way. So I'm actually really excited to get that again. So I was kind of like, damn, that's what I sound like. Okay, let's go. Let's
Nice,
go.
man. Yeah, that's great. And so you're back in this weekend doing some vocals.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, man. Yeah. Dick, you've got a crazy contraption of a weekend set up for recording on Saturday.
I've got it's mostly about my son anymore, but tomorrow I actually got to get up at 4:30. I'm going to get on a fishing boat with Jason Cupp and a couple of old work buddies in Tallahassee. We're going out of Carabel. I'm going to fish all day tomorrow and get rained on. Then Saturday we got the day with Kyle Olligood up at Gasoline Alley. And my son and I have this song that we wrote together that's kind of like, it's almost like a passing the torch kind of thing. The first half of the song is pretty much written by me, and then there's a point where Kyron takes over, and Kyron has been quietly spending the last 4 months or so learning every note that Brent Hines from Mastodon wrote throughout his career with Mastodon.
Oh, wow.
And it really shows in his playing. He's really got this chicken picking metal vibe right now on the guitar, and we're just we put some stuff together on a scratch track. We're gonna go up there this weekend with Kyle, and Ash is gonna come out, and a couple other local musicians from town, and we're gonna do this song called the Mobius Cassette, and it's a spin on a Mobius thread, Mobius ribbon, whatever, it's where you take the rubber band, you twist it, and there's never any one side. You're never on any one side. You're on the outside and the inside at the same time. And the concept is like a cassette, like a cassette tape, audio cassette. A buddy of mine in town reached out to, the original idea was to have a bunch of vocalists on it, but I reached out to one guy specifically and he asked him to be like the lyrical quarterback, so to speak. And he wrote some lyrics to it and really just dove in with the Mobius cassette theme. And I love what he put to it. He's going to come out and freestyle some stuff to us. It's going to be a good time.
Awesome, man.
I like the ad-lib stuff. You know, we're going to kind of improvise in the studio. There's a loose idea of what we're going to do, but just kind of anything goes while still keeping it within reason is kind of the idea. Capture some of that spontaneous, magical bullshit that they talk about.
Every time I hear the words within reason, I think of one thing in specific. The Phantom from the Zohan. Did either of y'all see the Zohan where he was like, Rob Schneider was like, "Oh, I get half of your store." It's like, nope. It's like, I get free, what is it? Whatever, when I come in. It's like, within reason.
Within reason. Dude. You know, Happy Gilmore 2 comes out like in a month or something.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I gotta watch. It's like mandatory for anyone that grew up in the 90s.
You gotta see it to find out, right?
Is it coming out in the theater? Are they doing a theatrical release for it?
Straight to Netflix is my understanding. It's a Netflix production.
Yeah, they lost some money. Well, they probably got broke off with that. Let's be real.
Netflix is like doing great.
And a short run in the theater, all the old heads would go out and see that. Come on, dude.
Oh yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, it's weird with stuff going straight to streaming. It's a whole different thing now. But I'll definitely be watching Happy Gilmore too. No doubt.
Damn straight.
Rest in peace, Coach.
Who's dead? Oh, that's right. Oh God. You know, I need to watch the first one again before this happens. Is what I need to do.
Yeah.
Because I'll be lost without that. There's no way it'll be funny if I don't know what's going on.
A driving plot line.
Yeah, you're gonna forget the whole plot line. Or you remember somebody's grandma losing her house, and Scooter's gonna take the house, and he's gotta earn money playing golf, hockey.
That's already more than I remember.
Ben Stiller is abusing his mom or his grandma in the.
Yes, Ben Stiller, the abuser.
Go to sleep, Mama, put you to sleep, bro.
How about I pour you a big glass to shut the hell up?
That's right. Oh man, do they have it on Netflix? They got to have the first one on there if they're doing the second one.
If it's on Netflix, it's on Prime.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I've had Netflix on pause for like 3 months, but I'm cracking it open again for Happy Gilmore. So they're winning me back over again. Anyway, gentlemen, on the Happy Gilmore 2 note, is there anything that you want to let people know coming up? Do you guys have shows coming up, or do you definitely have a release date for your album? What's that?
The 31st of February.
February 31st.
It'll be out. I will say that it will be out this year. I can't put a finger on it because
this year we got it. This year
we'll have it done by then.
We're quoting you on that.
I mean, we can get it done. I don't know how much time the mixing needs.
Oh, you're putting it on. Is Joe Crow mixing it too?
It's actually Destin, their guitar player for Black Candle.
Okay. All right. So Joe, what's his part in it? Is he like recording you guys and then Destin's mixing it, or they're
definitely handling all the vocal stuff? And he does a lot of mixing too. They're just kind of delegating to kind of get it going.
They have their specialties. Destin's more into the guitars and Joe's more into the vocals. They actually brought their drummer out for doing ours. Mm-hmm. He brought all his mics and stuff, and all three of them at one point ran the desk.
The whole band is like a recording team.
Yeah.
Hey, they're really knowledgeable, and those guys are hilarious, man.
Yeah,
Nice.
Especially Joe. Joe's one of the funniest dudes I've met in a long time.
Great guy.
That will keep me laughing, dude.
Awesome.
It's a funny cat.
Nice, man.
But-
Well,
but we don't when a show comes around, we just put it out there, man. So it's not like Ed said, we're not out there for the money. It's just kind of love of the game, man. Get
Yeah.
out there and play it and enjoy it when it comes around and not oversaturate. I know you remember that.
yeah. No, totally. Well, is Facebook the best way to follow you?
Unfortunately. For now,
Yeah.
I'm working on getting
Yeah.
us a TikTok thing. I think there's let's just say the management of the social media has changed hands a few times. It's getting a little murky.
Yeah.
So may have to
Yeah.
kind of just slash and burn and throw out some new stuff there.
Okay, well, we will help the people know what is going on in the world of Stronghold. We will keep
It's-
people posted.
It's kind of all following getting something on recording, man. Once we have that, it'll be kind of refresh the merch, refresh the sites, all that kind of thing.
Cool. Well, we'll be sure to make an alert when it's out if you let us know.
Yeah.
Oh, we will.
All right, great. Guys, I'm sorry about all the technical difficulties, but it was great getting to catch up with you and hear about all this different stuff with your recordings happening. I mean, that for me, Ed, recording, the tangible thing, that's just that's the priceless stuff. I'm glad that you're finally going to have that because you're an OG member of Stronghold. So you deserve to have some recordings of this in particular. You got to have it archived. So congratulations on it starting to come together like that.
Appreciate it, man, and thank you so much for having us and inviting us to be here.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you guys.
I was thinking.
All right. Oh, I'm go ahead. What were you saying, John?
Last note. It's just kind of cool looking at the screen, thinking I've played with that guy. I've played on a song with that guy. I'm in a band with that guy.
Yeah, dude, it's so connected. Yeah, this whole Tallahassee scene, but we're keeping it alive, man.
It's all family, man. It's all family.
Yeah,
Don't forget to take Jason his hat.
Going on 25 years now.
yeah, 25 years. Guys, thank you for sitting around and checking out the MuseCast. We will catch you on the next one, and we do have hopefully a surprise guest next week. We're counting on him showing up.
Do not announce the name.
I'm not announcing the name, but if he lands, if the bird lands, you will be you will want to watch it if you grew up in the 90s and liked rock. All right.
Or something.
Take care, guys. Catch you on the next MuseCast. Peace. Hey guys, if you're enjoying the podcast, that's awesome. We really appreciate it. But you should check out our full actual web series if you have not seen it yet, because this is where we put all the effort into a production. It's a sci-fi comedy, but we're a rock band, and so we put music videos inside of each episode.
No views but your own easy escape. Don't pay no mind to what they say. They're in their own world anyway.
Each episode features a new singer on each song that we unveil within the episode.
And will they even dare?
All unique singers from the Southeast region, most of them from right here in the Florida Panhandle, and all independent, unsigned, unknown artists until now.
No matter how hard I try, turn it down.
Premise of the show, Ash and I are a couple of bonehead guitar players living off the grid, trying to save humanity, which has been brainwashed from an artificial intelligence stripping us away of our creativity and our creative spirit.
We developed a mind travel machine to go into people's brains and collaborate with their inner muses, bringing back music that is completely organic from human muse collaborations. Enter Cue the Muses. You know what? We're kind of getting sidetracked, man. There's only so much time for frequency absorption. We need to hop on it. Can you fire up the cadence tubes?
Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and get my shoes tied.
Okay. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click the little bell. Tell YouTube that we matter, that you like us, and that you want to see more of us, because that's the only way that happens. Stay tuned.